All right, here we're going to go over the skill check. So on the skill check, we're going to use the 2021 data. So here it is. Um, sorry. um, what we're going to do is we're going to look at U.S. born 28 to 35-year-olds. We're going to mainly look at their marital status, and we're interested if they're married or not. It's saying create a similar three-variable analysis as shown on the previous page, examining the association between marital status, age, and sex. So this is a contingency table with a row, column, and group by. To be able to do this problem, we are going to need to follow these steps. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to create age. We're going to bin age to under 28, 28 to 29, 30 to 31, 32 to 33, 34, and older. So let's make sure we got this one right. We're going to go transform, bin, binning age. And let's see, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bins. So 1, 2, 3, total of 4 breaks. I believe this was under 28. I think it's 28, 29. Okay, it's every 2 years. So 28. I did this kind of backwards. We always like to do this from the bottom up. So we're going to go 32, 30, 28. 32, 32, 30, 28. Did I do that wrong? Okay, 33. Oh, and the last one is 34 or more. So actually, I got to like went until I don't know if it's gonna work. Okay, we'll just start over. It's gonna be 34. Sorry, 34, 32, 30, and 28. This is gonna be what I want. So this is under 28. This is 28 and 29. So what we're doing here is I want to be able to have very small bins of age so that I can see what's going on here. So I want to see how marital status changes when I look at 28 to 29-year-olds, 30 to 31-year-olds, 32 to 33-year-olds. So this one is this bin is mainly about 28, 30, and 32. It's these three age brackets which I want to work with. So I created that variable, and now I'm going to need to do a filter for citizenship and age. So I'm going to filter citizenship and age. You know, when you make a variable like that, it's kind of nice because you don't have to use now the age. You can just kind of come over here and filter the three bins that you want. That'll give me 28 to 33. And then citizenship is US. All right, so I have now filtered 28 to 29, 30 to 31, 32 to 33, and born in the US. I like to always just get a sense of what I'm looking at. You might wonder, what's he doing here? I'm just going to look at who's in here so far just to get a sense. So we got pretty even breakdowns, 640. Okay. I might want to just see, like, okay, what is the marital status of all these groups? 33% of them are married. I need a contingency table, so this will be my first contingency table. I would do age and citizenship. I'm going to do row. I'm going to take a look at this. Oh, I don't want citizenship. I want marital status. I get a pretty good breakdown right here. I'm not breaking it down by sex right now. I just have the marital status. It's a pretty good table to have. I'm actually gonna take a picture of this for later. It's just a good baseline. It's not a 3-variable analysis. This is only a 2-variable analysis, but good to have. We'll talk about it later if need be, but I like to always kind of keep track of what I got. All right. So in this particular problem, we're just going to add in sex to this analysis. So now I have females and males, and I have the age breakdown, and I have the marital status. So this is my contingency table for 3 variables. And then what I like to do for this is I like to take a little screenshot of this And I'm only going to really be interested in the first column, marital status. So I'm going to grab that. Then I'm going to come in here and paste it in here so I have a picture of it. And then I'm going to create the variable. So I'm going to create the table. So 28 to 29, 30 to 31, 32 to 33, and then we got female and male. Go there, hold it very nice. And then what I'm going to be putting in each of these cells is I'm going to put in the proportion married. So for females, it's 24.8% married in that bracket. And then it jumps up to 39% 2 years later. And then it jumps up to 50% after that. I don't want all those decimal places. I usually find when we're doing this kind of work and the numbers are, there's quite a bit of discrepancy between the numbers, that we're not, like the tenth of a place is not really like improving the quality. Like having the tenth, I like dealing with the tenths, but I'm seeing that it's not, doesn't really improve what I'm trying to convey to my audience just by having the tenths there. So I'm going to just round this. By moving this button, you can move or decrease the decimal places. So I have my decimal places in perfect shape now. All I did was take the percentages off of my contingency table, added them over to here, and now I have a nice little table that I can, share. I've been kind of doing these alternating colors. Seem like this. I like how this looks. Probably don't need a color for it though. Maybe normally the way I've been kind of treating these in the past is I usually will give like a red to the females and like a blue to the men. Seems that's kind of nice. I don't know if we give this color or not. Let's make it yellow. We can say this is their age. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a hold of this, highlight the whole thing, and go to Insert and Insert a Chart. What this does is it gives me a really nice chart here. So this is the proportion married. Now there's a lot that you can do with these for 28 to 33-year-olds, U.S. born. By sex and age. Okay, when you have something like this, I'll just give you kind of like a little piece of advice. So when I like to make a graph like this, you can see I'm doing vertical scale. I don't necessarily have to do vertical, but vertical tends to be nice. Usually, I'll play around with the aspect ratio, so I think it looks better by my standpoint. I do like to go into here and do edit chart. The main thing that I care about, and this is kind of a debate, like, does it help to put the digits in? I sort of think it helps. Visually, like, people can look at it better maybe like this, but I think adding the numbers does help. Now there's one question here, like, would you rather, this is sort of it's a debate that you could have, do you want to see all the females grouped together and see how their age, how the marriage rate changes by age, or do you want to see the men together with theirs grouped by age? There's not like a clear-cut answer on which one's better. What I will usually do is I will generate the two side by side, and then I'll kind of compare them and see which one do I like better, which one. If I look at the one on the right, it shows the differences between men and women. That's the focus. Whoever you put next to each other is going to show that focus. So you can see at 28 to 29, the difference is about 4%. At 30 to 31, the difference increases to 11%, and then it increases to 13. Oh, actually, we should say percentage points. 4 percentage points 11 percentage points, and then 13 percentage points. So even though this is like a larger absolute difference of 13 percentage points, I think the relative difference is the greatest here at 30 to 31. When we go over here and look at this, I mean, you basically can tell, well, you know, as women get older and as men get older, the percent of them married gets greater as well. It's sort of hard to tell who's growing faster. I mean, definitely the percentages are much higher. When a woman goes from 28 to 29, women 28 to 29, just 4 years later, they're twice as likely to be married. To go from 25 to 50 is quite a big jump. For men who started out lower at 21%, they're close to doubling as well. 42 would be a complete double in the 4 years. They're a little below doubling, so it looks like their rate of increase is a little less than the rate of increase for the females. I mean, there's probably more to say about this. I think that to me kind of captures the story. I guess if I was going to re-summarize this, I'd say, you know, regardless of the age bracket we're analyzing, we see that females are more likely than their male counterparts to be married. It appears that the absolute difference in the proportion married increases as we get up in age, going from 4% up to 13%, 50 to 37 versus a 25 to 12, where they start out relatively similar. And then if we look independently at each, we do definitely see during this phase of time from 28 to 33, it's a rapid rise in the percent married. Women reach up to 50% by age 33. Men trail significantly only at 37% married. All right, well, I hope this helps you on this assignment.